Here we are. We are live on Facebook. Yay. Hello, Facebook. Now we're going to record on this computer. Okay, beautiful. We're recording. We're live on Facebook. Hello, hello. Welcome to the Mass Media Tribe Meetup. So exciting to have you here with us. We have the amazing guest speaker tonight, the Results Guy, Mr. Andrew Cominos, coming to us live from his holidays from the Sunshine Coast. Thank you for joining us, Andrew. And thank you to all of you who come from all over the world. I can't wait to hear from you and hear what you do and where you're coming to us from. Just a little bit about the Mass Media Tribe Meetup and what this is about. I started this about 2 years ago now, and the whole concept was to help people get their message to the masses using online and offline media. So we have guest speakers that come along. We did do physical events for 2 years. We did them in Brisbane and the Gold Coast. And now obviously since COVID, we've taken them online with Zoom. So the physical events were $10 to $15 range, depending whether you bought the tickets online or at the door when we did the physical events. Now the online events are free and we're doing them every 2 weeks at the moment. And we have some amazing guest speakers, as you'll see with Andrew tonight. For those who don't know me, I'm Aldwyn Alternay, known as the Media Queen. I have a media business called AA Expose Media. I have 36 years media experience as a photojournalist and in TV, radio and print. And I've also developed a 7-step awesome mass media mastery program. And we have some phenomenal members in that program. Some are on here tonight. Great to see you. And very cool. And I'm also working closely with Andrew and he's been amazing. So tonight I'll be presenting a segment on how to get free publicity. And then after that, we'll be chatting to Andrew about the power of identity and being you. And it'll be a Q&A session tonight. And then at the end, we've got some fantastic prizes to give away. You do need to be here to win the prizes. So thank you to all our prize donors. Andrew's very generously donated some prizes. Adrian's got a prize there he's donated. And we'll see there might be a few other pop-up surprises at the end. And I have some prizes to give away as well. Welcome, welcome everyone who's joined us. And Nenny's just joined us from America. Yay, Nenny's going to be speaking at one of our future events about how to monetize Instagram. She'll be speaking in about a month's time or so. I'll give you some upcoming dates on that. So we do have an amazing community of people. And it is also about sharing more good news in the media and sharing more truth in the media. Who would agree here that there's way too much negative news in mainstream media? Just show of hands, who would agree?
I agree.
Right, yeah, absolutely. And how do you feel when you see negative news on mainstream media?
Upset. It upsets me.
Yeah, you feel pretty bad, right? You feel pretty...
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
I don't watch the news anymore because it's just too upsetting.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of people say that they don't watch the news anymore because it's way too upsetting. And, you know, I grew up in Sydney. My dad religiously watched the news every single night. He wouldn't just watch 1 half-hour segment. He'd go from one to the next to the next.
Gosh.
2 hours of news every single night, right?
That's crazy.
I know it was pretty crazy. I love my dad, but you know he just had to be up on all the news. And you know, growing up, I actually ended up depressed after watching all this news. And you know, many years later now, I've had 4 friends who've actually taken their own lives before the age of 40.
Oh no, that's so sad.
Before the age of 45. Yes, Joylene?
I was going to say, I think this is half the problem with children these days. They're sitting there with the TV in the living room. I mean, I've got a little granddaughter that's 6 and they're talking about this COVID all the time. They're being immersed with this and they worry and they say, oh, children these days have got anxiety. And why? I mean, I haven't watched the news for 2 years.
It's because of the news.
Yeah. And so I've just...
shouldn't watch the news.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah,
I grew up with the news. My father ran newspapers. And I also think with the COVID thing, I think there's a healthy balance of hearing some and knowing where your saturation point is, and then communication with your children. Because, you know, I don't want to do a blanket statement, but a lot of times these days kids are put in front of the TV. And I'm about to be a grandmother of my 4th grandson, and I've raised 4. One of them from another mother, Andrew, so I understand the step thing. We just don't use the word. But I think it's the education, the round the table, having the discussions, talking about, and I don't think it's bad to listen to the news. I think we all need to know individually where our saturation point is, and we need to listen to a little bit of everything and then know when to pull back.
You're so correct, Kay, because you know, you actually do need to hear some of what's on the news, and I think it's important to stay abreast of what's going on around the world. I think that you do need to have some knowledge of what's going on, and to blanketly not watch news because it upsets you is defeating the purpose of engaging with humanity, really.
The truth is ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is just ignorance. And
Agreed.
A lot of the time, ignorance causes fear.
Yes.
Right? But if anything, the thing that gets me the most about, yes, is news too negative? Yeah,
Yes.
for damn sure.
Yes.
Absolutely, unequivocally
Yes.
way too negative.
Yeah.
The problem is exactly that, though. The problem is not that the news is bad, and the problem is not that, and what I don't like to see is all this, really for me, I mean, being a parent of two young girls is, I see how everyone they want their children to just have all this positive, awesome stuff in their life. And
Yeah.
that's not fucking life.
That's not life.
That's not the world. And that's not how it works. But on the other hand, the news, I think someone needs to regulate that to some degree and say, hey, listen, you cannot just have constant drama and absolute desperate devastation on a consistent basis, because this is actually impacting society in a negative way, because they will actually twist everything to find the drama. Because, it's like Tony Robbins, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and what did he say? He goes, if you went and watched a movie and you watched the movie and at the start it said, hey, everything was fine and the protagonists and the antagonists were both having a good time. And then in the second phase of the movie, the protagonist and the antagonist are having an even better time. And then they're having a great time. And at the end, everything is perfectly fine. Who's going to go watch that movie? Literally nobody. And so the news is going to target the story that people are actually going to watch and the people that want to sit down. And in fact, the reason they are so negative now is actually because of us. And because of the fact that we watch that stuff. That's what we are attracted to, or drawn to, and want to listen to. The problem is now they've just gone too far that way, because it's all about ratings and all about building more and more and more ratings and who can be the most dramatic and the most negative. And that's causing a massive impact on society. So yeah, ignorance is just ignorance. But I think what the problem is not that we have bad news. It's just that it's too bad all the time.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for all your comments there. We could have a whole 2 hours just chatting about this.
I feel like this is a passionate topic.
This is a hot topic. So, and absolutely, there's a whole lot of negative stuff happening out there. And the thing is of course, there's negative stuff happening. There's also a lot of positive stuff happening. So what are we going to choose to focus on? Okay, that's really the question. What are we going to choose to focus on? And what are we going to choose to put out in our social media? Are we going to choose to put out positive messages or negative messages? And if we're putting a negative message out, how are we turning that into a positive? Okay. And so that's the thing. If I think of the movies on that point, Andrew, I think of the movies that I absolutely love. My favorite movies are those based on a true story where people have overcome some hardship. So yes, there's been the drama there. They've overcome the hardship and now there's inspiration at the end of that story, right? So we can find that in everything if we choose to, right? Every negative has a positive. And so this is the thing, is that people who get depressed and end up suicidal believe everything they hear in the mainstream media. They think the whole world is negative and that there's no hope, right? So I'm all about sharing more love. Okay, that's what this Mass Media Tribe is about. Having people share truth, sharing love, sharing good news, lifting people's spirits so we can create a better world. And the fact is with our hindbrains, the way we work as human beings, with our hindbrains, we have this fight or flight thing. So we we need to be aware of dangers as human beings, right? So we're on alert, looking out for fear and danger and things like that, right? As human beings, as a basic way of living, right? At the same time, I do believe that we are drawn to the light. And in fact, the biggest selling book of all time is the Good News Bible, interestingly. We're drawn to positive people in the world, and I'm not preaching religion here, I'm just saying over 5 billion copies of the Good News Bible have sold. we are drawn to positive people, those that are of a positive mindset. We are generally drawn to those that lift us up, and we're repelled.
Exactly.
We're repelled by negativity in general, right? Although the masses out there, we're probably talking 80% of people, buy into the drama, and hence why we have over 1 million, or about 1 million people a year killing themselves, right?
Oh, isn't it up to us, Alden? I love the fact that you said that there's the, you know, the positive and the negative. To me, it's perception, the lenses we look at.
Yes.
So I'm an extreme sensitive, I'm empathic, and I've learned over the years how to disconnect and actually bring it into my heart. And the heart has a disconnect because it doesn't have the judgment. So the lenses change. So I'm looking at a lot of what people are calling negative, and I've got a lot of my clients saying to me, well, what do you think about this and that? And I'm going, you know what? We're just being called to change. We're being called to have a voice. Now, some people will take that in a negative way and they'll take, you know, act out negatively, but isn't it a little bit like history? What is history? History is changing all the time because it's someone's perception of the story that they watched or heard.
Yes, that's right. It's all perception. Absolutely. And this is the thing where I got depressed growing up is like, I remember one day I was about 6 years of age. I remember watching the news and I was crying and I went and hugged my dad. And I said, why is the world, why are people so cruel? Why is there so much crime? Why is there all this war? And he just said to me, well, that's just how the world is, right? That was his perception, was that's how the world is. And that's the thing, we can choose to buy into that. And I love my dad. It's not, you know, I'm not putting my dad down here. It's just how he does life, right? Whereas, you know, it's all about what we choose to focus on. And now with the power of social media, we've had social media for 15 years, roughly. Now, out of the 7.8 billion people on the planet, we have 3.8 billion people who are active social media users. So what you put out in your social media is really crucial. If you want to get publicity, journalists are looking to social media every single day for story ideas. So it's about getting conscious to what we put out, what we choose to buy into, what perspective we choose to have on what's happening. And particularly with COVID the last few months, there's been all sorts of perspectives going on out there, right? All sorts of perspectives. And I always suggest do your own research and question everything. So back to what I was saying is the reason the Mass Media Tribe exists is to help people share their message with the world, to help share more good news and to help people share their truth. Okay, that's what this event is about. And it's fantastic that you've joined us from all over the place. And I would love to hear from you very quickly. So we've got a lot to cover tonight. Very quickly, in about a minute or so, just who you are, what you do, and what you want to get out of tonight, with the topic being the power of identity and being you.
Sorry, you just froze for me then, Alden, that last bit.
Okay.
Who you are, what you do, and...
Yeah, who you are, what you do, and what you want to get out of tonight. So we've got the topic, the power of identity and being you. And also I'll be talking about how to get free publicity. So what would you like to get out of tonight? Now, with the Mass Media Tribe groups too, I want you guys to network and support each other, okay? I'm all for that. So please, if you have social media links, websites, etc., pop them into the chat so you can support each other, okay? I can't stand it when I go into these groups and they say, don't promote yourself, right? It drives me crazy. So Mass Media Tribe events are all about promoting yourself, okay? If we don't know about you, then you're the world's best kept secret, which is not what we want, right? We want you to step up with your message. So if you do have things you want to promote, please pop in the chat, any of your links, any of that. And then I just want to go around the room for anyone who wants to share. You don't have to, of course, but for anyone who wants to share just who you are, what you do, and what you want to get out of tonight. Okay, so Tuma, I can't see you, Paul, and I don't know if you want to chat there or if you're, but Paul is to the side of me here. So Paul, would you like to say something there? No, okay, maybe not. I might come back to you, Paul. I'm not sure if you've left the room or something. Adrian, how about we go over to you? So here you are.
Yeah, hi everybody. Adrian Hanks, a life mastery wizard. I live here on the Gold Coast, and I love traveling. I love writing, and my big passion is to help to bring more consciousness to the world. And I do that through my coaching, my psychotherapy, and my counseling with online and offline work. And I love helping people to find their passion in life, to live life to the full. Because a lot of people get stuck physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And after being in the coaching and counseling space for 20 years, I have a few little tricks up my sleeve to help people free themselves so they can actually live that richer life. What I'm really looking to get from tonight is a few little tips on how to take that profile, that image of myself, a little bit more out into the world, particularly because I've got my first book being published in a few weeks' time, and I really want that to be a big blockbuster bestseller. And I know part of that sale is around me being out there as an identity to help sell that as well. And the last thing is tonight I'm actually giving away a gift prize for somebody on here that will be drawn later on. And that's a 1 hour and 15-minute coaching session with me. So yeah, Adrian Hanks, you can find me at adrianhanks.com. Thanks, Aldwin.
Awesome. Thank you, Adrian. And I'll just take some random photos because I'm into photos as we go. Fantastic. Thank you, Adrian. Adrian is a member of the Mass Media Mastery Program. He's awesome. Thank you so much, Adrian. Okay, so next, how about we go to Lisa? You happy to share, Lisa? Excellent. Just unmute yourself. Thank you.
Yep, unmuted. Hi, I'm Lisa Strickland. I am an autoimmune health coach, so I assist people that have autoimmune issues to become pain-free. And I'm looking to get anything I can out of tonight, really. I'm just constantly expanding my knowledge on the area. So
awesome. Fantastic. And you never learn less, as they say. So
no,
that's awesome. Thank you, Lisa. And where are you coming to us from, Lisa?
Oh, sorry, the Gold Coast.
Gold Coast, yay. Like
yes.
Adrian, like myself.
Yep.
Gold Coasters, yay. Awesome. Thank you so much. Nanny, over to you. Welcome, Lisa.
Hi, everybody. I am from Boston right now, and I am a professional singer, a software engineer, and a coach. And what I do is I automate processes for small businesses, and I optimize the life of the entrepreneurs, small businesses, to optimize their goals and basically turn their visions into reality. And I've accumulated a lot of wealth and success through my software engineering, my professional music career, and also through my coaching. And so I live, and also as a cancer survivor and triathlete, I leverage all my experience to help them implement all the tools and strategies that they need for a better life, a better successful business, and live their dreams. So what I would love to get from this is incredible networking with you guys, support, of course, the media queen. Yay. Supports the media queen, who's like the most amazing person I've met in Mega Success in LA. Yes, exactly. Yes. And yes, I love her work. I support her. I share her work. And yeah, I would love to network with you, get to know you better. I can't wait to go to Australia when you guys open the doors.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And of course, you're welcome here in Boston. And I'm also a property investor as well.
Fantastic. And you're an Instagram expert. We're going to hear from you on Instagram in a few weeks. Brilliant. Thank you so much, Nanny. Thank you for joining us.
I shared some things on the chat already about what you guys were talking. I try to keep myself muted so that I don't interrupt.
Fantastic. What time is it where you are now, Nanny? So it's 7:30 p.m. on the Gold Coast?
It's 5:30.
5:30 a.m. You've just woken up?
30 something, yeah.
5:30 a.m. on Tuesday.
Yeah, I woke up a little bit like at 4:30 or something. I normally,
wow.
It's my normal time.
Wow, fantastic. You got strong coffee there?
Yeah, I don't drink much coffee, actually.
Okay.
I support the health, the immune support health coach.
Okay. But some black coffee's okay, right? I grew up on Turkish coffee, so no mucking around with that stuff.
Sometimes I do drink coffee, but I don't normally drink coffee every day. No.
Okay.
Aldwin puts her coffee in a bricky on the stove and puts it.
That's right. I'm there mixing it on the stove. That's right. Like the Greek coffee.
How do I know? Because I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Green tea and white tea. Is the health coach approving? Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I do have green tea too. That's good. That's good.
I dare you
I don't
to try and take my coffee from me. Do it, Miss Health Coach. Bring it. See what happens. You know what? I always say water is the essence of life, because without water, there'd be no coffee. And without coffee, I'd kill you all.
Yeah.
I have a of water next to my bed. Yeah, as soon as I wake up.
So some of us are hooked on coffee, like Andrew and I are definitely hooked on coffee. Anyway, so moving on. Thank you, Nanny. Welcome all the way from Boston. That's awesome. Welcome. Okay, Joylene, over to you. Are you happy to share? Just unmute yourself there. Just press, there we are.
There we go. I'm Joylene from the Gold Coast. I haven't got a impressive profile, like these other ladies have, but I am an author, and I've just am releasing my book this week.
Yay! Yay.
And so I'm here to I suppose you would say, touch base with you again, Aldrin. I've been a couple of your sessions prior to this, and I'm just trying to absorb as much as I can to build my profile up, and so I can go out there on a speaking engagement and sharing my story. That's pretty much what I'm planning.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Jordan. Welcome tonight. Great to have you here. Thank you very much. I know Jack's just hopped off. Oh no, she hasn't hopped off. There you are, Jax. You're over there. What? Someone hopped off. Who hopped off then? Oh, we had the guy hopped off. Jax, over to you, Jax.
Hello, I'm Jackson and Lily. Nice to meet you all. I know Jolene, so hi, Jolene. And I'm a writer and editor and writing coach. And I want to, well, what I'm really focused on now is helping people leave behind, like what legacy do they want to leave behind? So I look for really inspirational, like you, Alwyn. I like inspirational stories where there's been a struggle. And Jolene's a good example of that. So very excited to read her book. It's coming out very soon. But my passion is really helping people write their stories and help leave their legacy behind. So whether that's doing writing coaching sessions or editing a book that's already finished. And it's not just about telling your story, like some people don't want to tell their story, but they might be experts on just say they're particular business people, or they've got sporting people, any particular hobby where they're great cooks or anything that they do. We all have gifts, and it doesn't have to be a book about your life, but if you want to make your legacy what you've learned, what your specialisation is, what you're really good at, and put it in a book form, whether it's, even if it's knitting, like it doesn't matter what it has to be, what your special gift is that you want to share with the world and leave behind as a legacy. So I get excited about things like that. That's just helping people leave their legacy behind. So what I'd like to get out of it tonight is, well, firstly, I like to meet people and what they do. But I'm always interested to hear what you have to say, Alwyn. You're always interesting things. I've just been particularly busy, so I haven't been able to get on to many of these, but I'm looking forward to anything I can learn tonight and connecting with all you guys. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Jax. Thank you so much. Welcome. Another one of our Mass Media Mastery members. Yay. And the beauty of that program is we start when you're ready, Jax. So there's no rush. You know, whenever you're ready to put yourself out there, it's all perfect. And the thing is too, with the networking tonight, you could just be one contact away from things going exponential in your business, right? And you don't know who people know as well. So never underestimate the value of connections and networking at something like this. You know, we've had some phenomenal connections actually made in our community already with the Mass Media Mastery group. And it's just so beautiful to see the amazing alliances that are happening and people who are drawn to this community. So it's a beautiful thing. So thank you so much for coming, Jax. Welcome. And I never quite know what's going to come out of my mouth at any moment either, Jax. So I'm curious to see what I have to say tonight as well. I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
You basically just summed me up as a person. Yeah. I never have any fucking idea what's coming out of my mouth.
And there could be some swearing at any point tonight too that may come from Andrew's corner. So apologies in advance if anyone's offended by any swearing. But that's just that we're talking about the power of identity and being you, and that is Andrew, right? So and you know, Anthony Robbins swears a lot and he uses it for impact, right? So you know, swearing is a whole other ball game. Maybe we can chat about that in our session a little bit later, Andrew.
I think swearing is a hot, controversial topic. Yeah. I might steer away from, right? Because some people don't care, some people are for it, and some people just hate it with a passion, and it's completely unnecessary. It's completely this. I'm on the fence of it just is what it is. And they're words, and you know, they're descriptive words. And I'm just going to be me. I'm just going to be me. And if the way I look at it, I mean, this is all part of identity, right? The way I look at it is like, people will either love me for me or they'll hate me for me. And that's who I am. And I am part of it. And we'll talk about this, I'm sure, Alban, but part of it is that I see it on Facebook all the time and Instagram and everywhere. And everyone they're not who they actually are. And I mean, if you look at anything I do on Facebook, there is nothing about that is not me. Right? I don't make myself look all pretty and perfect and stuff like that on Facebook. You know, it is what it is. And if I swear and if I carry on, you know, some people will be like, that Andrew guy's an idiot. And some people will be like, you know what? He's got some cool stuff to say. And I want the people that say I've got cool stuff to say. Simple. You know what I mean?
Which you definitely do. That's why you're the results guy. You definitely have some cool stuff to say. So, so it'd be a shame if people are stopped by the odd swear word here and there. And I must say, a lot of comedians use swear words in their comedy, which I don't think is necessary.
They do.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary as much as they use with a lot of comedians. I think you can definitely have some jokes without swear words. And there is a saying that he knew not what to say, so he swore, right? So that's another thought out there. Anyway, let's move ahead, shall we? Move along. So where were we? We're up to Jay, I think. We're up to Jay. Yep. Welcome, Jay.
Hi, thank you. So I'm a counsellor and a coach. My business is called the Southwest Wellbeing Centre, and I'm really interested in helping people with their wellbeing. In terms of tonight, I'm really interested in identity and self-esteem. For all of us, that impacts on our mental health, but certainly as business people, it impacts on the work that we do and the people that we connect with. So it's pretty important. Look forward to connecting with everyone.
Fantastic. And you are coming to us from Perth, right? You're
from Bunbury, so 2 hours south of Perth.
Bunbury, outside, yeah, so from WA, from the other side of Australia. Welcome. And Jay joined a previous version of the Mass Media Mastery program, so she's part of our group as well. So fantastic. Great to have you here, Jay. That is awesome. Okay, and Kay, how about you? Kay,
Hi, I'm from Perth, Western Australia. Hi, Jay. I'm up in the northern suburbs, though, in Joondalup. I have 30 years experience working with people. I ran my own business for over 20 years, probably a little bit different. There was coaching involved, personal, professional development. It probably had a strong spiritual background, shamanic healing, energy work. However, I stood out from the crowd because I'm very much about taking ownership and integrating everything. I then went out into the workforce for 10 years and went into management and different areas. Long story short, experienced a lot of bullying. Became very resilient, decided, life it is. So I was working full time, being coached, rebuilding my business at a new level. I'm a women's leadership and life coach. I love to work with women, probably about that 38 upwards background where they want to create a change in an area of their life and they start to feel stuck, time poor, overwhelmed, basically using excuses. And I get them back in the driver's seat of their life and beyond their current comfort zone. So the energy stuff is normally, I wouldn't tell people that. For some reason I do today. Maybe it's that being authentic, but that whole journey is a part of who I am. I was getting ready to leave the job that I was in because I knew there would be that pressure point of it's very hard to have your day job, be coached and be coaching. But COVID made the decision for me. So the reason I'm part of this is I feel that I get approached, hassled by a lot of people, you know. I'm the person to help you do this, do this, do this. I'm trying to keep it very simple. I've been watching you guys for quite some time and I just love the authenticity, the energy. My first coach wanted to segment me and get me presenting as something other than just a portion of who I was, and I knew it wasn't right. And I just want to be me. I'm very eclectic and I'm very grounded, and I want to find my message to bring all of that together. And I just want to be around and influenced by other people that are authentic and have some things to show and educate me. I'm doing a program at the moment to build my program. Sorry, obviously I love to talk. I am a professional speaker as well. And I realized that a lot of what I was writing on Facebook and different things had the recipe, and I wasn't getting the traction. And I'm doing podcasts now because I thought back when I ran my business before, it was when people could connect with me, my voice and me, that my business built. So I am a speaker. So I need to be seen and heard for my unique. I can write well, but there's something missing for me without the sound behind it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, you're obviously a good speaker. You're speaking well now. So it's obviously just getting yourself out there. And, 80% of anything you do is marketing. So, you could be sitting on an absolute gold mine there. If no one knows about you, then, it doesn't make much difference. I mean, you look at...
And to be a part of people that want to lift each other up. It's
Yes.
not all about me for me. It's, I've got another group on Facebook called Rise and Shine Women. It's like, how can we, men including, but how can we all lift each other up? It's not about one person doing it,
Yeah.
about that tribe.
Absolutely. Well, that's what Mass Media Tribe's about. It is the only mass media tribe I know of anywhere in the world. And it's all about that. It's all about lifting people's spirits. It's about supporting, encouraging each other. And that's why I say, if you have any events or any links or anything, pop it in the chat, connect with each other outside of here. You just never know. If you hear someone tonight that you resonate with, that you want to have a coffee with, a virtual coffee, well, you can actually meet up for coffee now, or just catch up with on Zoom or whatever, then please do reach out to each other and support each other. We are all about that here and about being seen and heard. So that's part of why we do the photos here. Some people run away, they get scared of photos. And, that's fine. Everyone's where they're at. And, others don't. So there's always an opportunity at every one of these events for you to share who you are, what you do, and also to have a photo and to win prizes at each of these events. So that's awesome. Welcome, Kay. That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. Please pop your links in the chat. Great to have you here. Tony, what about you? Are you happy to share there?
Yeah, I'd love to share. I'm Tony Lontis. I'm from Radio Tony, and I do one better than podcast. I do live streaming radio. So I have 2 shows at the moment, one out of Florida called Radio Tony, Spotlight on the Authors. And my second show is Radio Tony and Everyday Business out of San Francisco. I also am in the process of doing my own online radio and podcasting courses, which are just about ready to launch. I do business collaborative programs to help businesses get their name out across the planet. And I love being on radio, and I've only been doing it for 18 months. I wrote a book, a memoir of my life and how I got through a whole lot of shitty stuff, lots of trauma, and how you can show up as your imperfect self in your mid-50s and create a life you never dreamed of. So my background is in nursing, and I have my own nursing consulting company, and then I wrote a book, and here I am, Radio Tony. I'm sorry about not having a video tonight, guys. My husband is on a Zoom, and we just don't have the bandwidth to do video. It keeps cutting out. So as soon as he gets off his call, I'll try and get my video happening. And I noticed there's a few authors in this chat tonight. So if you'd like to reach out and say hi, that's fine. The reason I came tonight was because I love listening to anything that Aldwyn has to say, and I don't often have much free time. And I saw her recently at a book launch and thought, I must get on and see some of Aldwyn's stuff again. So thank you, Aldwyn.
Oh, thank you. That's very sweet. Thank you, Tony. And you sound amazing. Wow, what an amazing amazing story you have, and amazing podcast you're doing, and oh my goodness, phenomenal. That's so
just
awesome.
Let me clarify, it's live streaming radio. The live show's then converted to a podcast, so it's a little bit more challenging because you don't get to do reruns. It's a different platform that you use to do broadcasting across the world versus podcasting. Similar, not the same.
What's the platform you use?
So to do broadcast across the world, you need a streaming platform, and there's not many companies, or I don't know of any companies in Australia doing it yet. They're all in the US. and you need to pay for your time to stream. And different platforms offer different packages. The one out of Florida, it's just live streaming audio. The one out of San Fran is live streaming video, and you have the technology to live stream into all of your socials, plus all of their socials. And so I just think it's a fabulous platform for people who want to get their name out there. And coming up soon, Radio Tony Everyday Business will be doing packages with businesses to talk about what they do, because everyone has a story, every business has a story, and I just help you say it in a way that's organic and easy to listen to.
Brilliant. That is awesome, Tony. And you are on the Gold Coast as well.
Yes, Tallebudgera Valley.
Beautiful. It's so nice out there. I love it out there. Do you have
It
wallabies and kangaroos coming up your backyard? And
yeah, I have 2 llamas and 8 goats and 2 little dogs and a chicken and a couple of ducks. And the wallabies, since we planted the property with lots of trees, the wallabies are starting to come and hide in the trees as they grow, because we've only been here for about 4 years. So.
Oh, that's stunning. So you've got Tony's Animal Sanctuary as well in Tallebudgera.
Yeah. We actually get people pull off the side of the road and say, can we come and talk to the goats and the llamas? I had 3 teenage boys in the yard today wanting to film YouTube videos of talking to the llamas. So there you go, hey?
Wow, that's fantastic. I love it. I love it. We get a great picture of that, don't we? And how important is it to get out in nature and to enjoy some of the beauty around us of the nature, and of course animals. I love animals, absolutely love animals. And
they really, and they were kind of part of my healing process as well, I guess you could say, and being in fresh air in the countryside as well. So
beautiful. Very,
very blessed.
Fantastic. That's great. Thank you so much for sharing, Tony, and welcome tonight. It's great to have you here. And I'm sure people want to know how to get in contact with you there. So that's
I'm putting the links up for you all in right now.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Now, Hayley, have we heard from Hayley yet? No? Hayley?
Well, yeah, I have been sending messages about what I do.
Okay. Do you want to just share just quickly for those that are on the live?
Okay.
Just who you are, what you do, and what you want to get out tonight. I'm
Hayley, and I've got this business called Glamorous Sparkles, and it started from a hobby. And I thought, well, how much do I love this hobby? I love it very much. And I make sun catchers with Swarovski crystal and 8-grade Chinese crystal beads, and I just want to bring more sparkle into people's lives.
Oh,
awesome. And that's why my business name is Glamorous Sparkles, and I just want to bring more sparkle into people's lives.
Oh, beautiful.
Awesome.
And those people that don't like sparkle, well, that's their problem. But there's people that love sparkle. So I just want to know how to get my business out.
Awesome.
You know.
That's awesome, Hayley. And where are you coming to us from? Where are you based?
I'm coming from Bulimba in Brisbane.
Bulimba in Brisbane. Welcome. And I just got my sparkles out now. You mentioned sparkles. I got
sparkles. I
saw that. Anyone else got sparkles they want to share? Bring some more sparkle to the Zoom. We've got sparkle. Oh, here we go. Adrian's got his sparkle. Yay, there we go. We've got the magic
Thank you for wearing sparkle.
Here's another one, little magic one. Thank you, Hayley. You're already bringing more sparkle to the world. Look at this. The sparkles are happening everywhere. That is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Hayley. And Andrew, would you like to?
The water sparkles during the day here, but that's about it. That's all I got.
I'll leave my little fun crown on. Why not? Andrew, do you want to share now, or do you want to share later?
I can quickly share. So I'll do the quick one, and then I can get the long run in a second.
Okay, cool.
So my name's Andrew Cominos. Obviously, I am the results guy. So I'm a sales performance strategist. So it's my job to help people increase their lead capitalization and lead conversion, and ultimately actually their lead generation, because there's so many bloody leads out there that you don't even realize are around you, but they're there. I can promise you they are there. right? But the thing for me is, why did I do this? Is I actually started out in sales. I've been in sales my whole life. I did door-to-door. I did door-to-door for like a year, whereas most people do it for 2 weeks. I did it for a year. Anyway, yeah, and I've gone through, I've gone right through my whole career, you know, as sales managers, you know, national sales trainer for multinational corporations, director of sales for multinational corporations. And then I started my own business. Why? Because I realized the big thing that I want to do is I actually want to, like, my whole life, my whole everything is about happiness, joy, positivity, love. That's me. That's just who I am. I'm like crazy, stupid Mr. Energy. You know, energy is life guy. And actually, my energy is often a bit too much for people. They're like, oh, that guy, oh, Jesus Christ, he's, you know, right?
I love your energy from Haley. I love your energy.
Yeah, but who cares, right? Thank you, Haley. But the thing is for me, is what I did was I realized, I started my business and I realized, it took me a while to actually realize really why. And the why for me is to spread happiness and joy to the world by empowering small business owners and entrepreneurs to succeed and live happy lives. Because I know a heck of a lot of people that their job or their entire purpose in life is to impact the world, right? By delivering something. There's something they want to deliver to the world. They want to help people. They want to, you know, give something to the world, leave a legacy. And that's their whole purpose. And that is part of what drives their happiness. And I know that I'm the guy that can help them do that, right? And so my purpose is to make everybody else raging success, right? And I know if I can do that, then that's going to spread more joy and happiness to the world than possibly anything else, right? So that's what I do. That's where I came from, and that's why I do it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Andrew. And Andrew is phenomenal. I've been working with Andrew the last few months and my results have been going through the roof, and everyone he works with, he just has this magic touch. It's like a Midas touch. He just touches you and suddenly things just go, there you go. See, you've all been touched now. You've all been, he's amazing. He's awesome. Yeah, really, really, really good. All right, fantastic.
Haley, can I point out, that is the best laugh. Like, it's the greatest laugh on the planet. I love that laugh.
Once I start to giggle, I can't stop.
Oh, classic.
You got me started, Andrew. You got me started.
That's great.
Welcome, Geraldine. Welcome. Oh, that is so funny. I've also started the Gold Coast Business Laughter Club, for those of you who don't know, to help lift people's spirits as well. And we've had some awesome comedy nights. And something I do on the side is I'm part of a duo called the Fiddly Gigglers. It's so funny. It's so funny. The other day,
I would love to join that group.
That sounds really bad, Alvin.
And it is exactly what you're thinking. It's exactly what you're thinking. The Fiddly Gigglers hitting the GC spot. Okay, now the Gold Coast spot, or GC. Anyway.
This is too much.
You know, it's so funny. The other day I was introduced for a speaking gig and they said, oh, on the side, Aldwin is in this comedy duo called the Fiddly Jigglers. Is it the Fiddly Jigglers? No, it's the Fiddly Gigglers. Anyway, never mind. We digress. But, you know, laughing is very good for you. And it's okay to be a bit cheeky sometimes. Oh, okay. Now, Geraldine, welcome. We've just been doing introductions. Everyone's just said who they are, where they're from, and what they'd like to get out of tonight. So if you'd like to, I can put you on the spot and you're welcome to share if you'd like to introduce yourself. If you just unmute yourself there, if you'd like to. If you don't want to, that's fine. But if you do, we're doing a lot of networking here and people supporting each other.
I think she's trying to find how to unmute.
Trying to unmute. Okay, here we go. Oh,
there we go.
No, that was it. I was trying to get the box off the middle of the screen, Aldwin.
Oh, okay.
So no. Hi. I was just saying hello to Adrian. That's all.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's nice. Good connections. So everyone's just been saying, you know, who they are, what they do, and what they want to get out of tonight, and also where you're from.
That's okay. I saw a little bit before because I was on the Facebook Live link, but you couldn't see me, so I had to go through the process, and so it's taken me about 10 minutes to do that, but I was watching a bit. Well, I'm a naturopathic nurse and hypnotherapist, and just been chasing lots of things, doing exams. So yep, just been busy, but looking forward to the next step, whatever that is. There's a few things in the pipeline.
Awesome. And where are you based?
I'm in Melbourne. I'm in Melbourne.
Oh, you're in Melbourne. Welcome from Melbourne. Yeah. Great. We've had quite a few people from Melbourne on these events over time.
Okay. Last time I saw you was on Koh Samui.
Oh, Koh Samui. Oh, wow. Yeah, gosh, that's a few years ago now. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wow. That was a wild ride over there. That's what happens in Koh Samui stays in Koh Samui.
What happened, Aldwin?
Yeah, especially those full moon parties.
Yes.
Yeah,
what happened?
Yeah, the full moon party was a bit out there. Anyway, let's not go there. I ended up with.
I didn't go to that one. I went snorkeling or something. You know, bit
right. Yeah. The full moon party, scary stuff. I almost missed my plane the next day. Anyway, let's not go there. No, we won't go there. But all I can say is that within 24 hours after I got back, I basically lost my voice after the full moon party. I was totally burnt because there's a beach party on the beach and there's just alcohol flowing everywhere and it's people dancing on the beach and this just crazy party on the beach. And before I knew it, I had a headache. When sometimes when you're drinking, you feel fine. You think you're not.
We're being recorded.
Fine, you just keep drinking.
What happens on the beach stays on the beach.
Well, I was fine up until the point when I wasn't. And then I got back to the hotel and I thought I'll have a 45-minute nap before my driver comes to take me to the airport. Well, I slept in, didn't I?
Oh, no.
So I almost missed the plane. I had to get this taxi driver to bolt towards the plane. Anyway, but anyway, I got back, almost lost my voice, went to bed for 24 hours, and then I interviewed David Icke within 24 hours after that. So if you go back 2010, have a look at my YouTube interview with David Icke. You can see I have this husky voice going on, and I slept for 24 hours before that interview just to try and recover some of my voice to do that interview. Anyway, so there you go. That's a bit of a story, a little tidbit of Koh Samui. Anyway, welcome, Geraldine. That is fantastic. Now, if you could all just mute yourself for now, I'm going to present a section about how to get free publicity. Welcome, Rhonda. How to get free publicity. And then we're going to have a chat with Mr. Andrew Cominos about the power of identity and being you. And then we have some giveaways at the end. You must be on the live. We're going to finish about 9 o'clock, so in about 1 hour's time. You must be on this live Zoom to be able to win a prize. Okay, if you're live on Facebook and you want to join us, the registration for this is still open on Eventbrite. You can go to Eventbrite and then in the order confirmation, you will get the Zoom link for this. So you can still join us on the Zoom if you'd like to. We've got some amazing prizes coming up at the end, but you must be here on the Zoom to be able to get the prizes. Okay, so I'm going to share screen now. All righty. Okay, I just want to make sure you can all see this. Okay, can everyone see that? And can you hear me okay? Just
yes.
Put a thumbs up. Yes, wonderful. Okay, beautiful. All right, so welcome and everyone who's just joined us, everyone watching on the live and here on the Zoom, welcome to the Mass Media Tribe Meetup. I'm going to present a little segment now on how to gain free publicity. For those that don't know me, I am known as the Media Queen, which is why I have this crazy tiara on, and I have my little magic wand. And this magic wand symbolizes that anything is possible for you and your life, and that there is plenty of media out there waiting to hear your story. Okay, so when you see a wand, it's important to remember that anything is possible for you with sharing your story, and your X factor is your story. So I'm going to take the tiara off for now. So Media Queen, it's very tongue-in-cheek. It's really about stepping up with your message and celebrating your uniqueness. Now, part of my uniqueness is my big hair, my big smile. My nose isn't quite that big, but, you know, you've got to have a bit of fun nowadays, don't you? So, you know, celebrating your uniqueness, celebrating stepping up, being you, celebrating the amazing miracle that you are of life, and celebrating your story. Okay, so Media Queen is stepping up with your message. And it's also a bit tongue-in-cheek and saying you don't need to be born into the royal family to get free publicity or to put yourself out there. Okay, you don't need to be born into any special family. Anyone from any background can do this. And every single day, there's thousands of media outlets worldwide looking for stories. So this is the journey that people go on when they come to me. I have a media business called AA Expose Media. And when they come to me, usually they're right here. They feel like the world's best kept secret. Is that you right now? Do you feel like the world's best kept secret? Well, if you do, the thing is that everyone at some point, anyone who's known as anyone, every single celebrity you know of, at one point was the world's best kept secret. So people come to me and then they think, okay, I want to make a start now and start to do something about this to get myself out there, you know, because I want to be seen, I want to be heard, I want to make a bigger difference in the world, I want to create more cash flow, improve my business, my leads if you're in business, or maybe you want to help a charity or a cause out there. So they make a start. So they might come along to a Mass Media Tribe event like this, or hop along to one of my workshops on how to get free publicity, or they might come and join my program, the Mass Media Mastery Program, and learn about how to get publicity. And then they start to make some steady progress. So once they make a start, then they think, okay, well, now I'm going to get out to the local paper or get into the local community radio station and get my story out there and just start building up my confidence with getting media. And then what happens is they start to get a few media spots. And then they might say, right, I want to shoot for the big media now. I want to go for the morning TV shows, or I want to go for Oprah or Ellen or some of the major podcasts or magazines worldwide. And they shoot for the stars. And what normally happens is that media feed off other media. And once you start to get some media spots, then it's a lot easier to get the bigger media gigs once you have some media spots under your belt. And then what happens is you become a star. Yay. And that's my rocket ship model to being a star, to how you can go from secret to star. Now, there's certain keys to success that you need when you're going to be getting your message out to the masses. As I said earlier, 80% of anything you do is marketing. So the first thing you need is passion. Are you passionate about what you're doing right now? Are you passionate to the point that if money wasn't an issue, you would still be doing what you're doing right now and you would love it? And the thing is, if you're not passionate about what you're doing, then I suggest relook at what you're doing, because life is way too short, as we know. You know, about a third of people die by the age of 65 is the statistics. Average age that people live to is about 80 to 85, roughly, right? Unless you're on some amazing anti-aging products. You know, people do live to 90, 100, a little bit older sometimes. I mean, some parts of the world, they live to 200, apparently. So, but generally speaking, in the Western world, you know, life goes pretty damn quick. And I think the older you get, the more you realize how fragile life is. You know, just in the last year, I've lost 8 of my friends, and 7 of them were under the age of 60. You know, here 1 minute, gone the next. They died of, you know, heart conditions, cancer. One of them suicided. I mean, you know, anything can happen at any time with anyone, as we know, in life. So it's very important to be passionate about what you do and to have that and bring that to everything you do. The next thing is, what is your purpose? If you want to get publicity, what product or what service or what message do you want to get out there that is in line with your purpose? And if you don't know your purpose, then perhaps that's somewhere to start digging, because I think we're all here for a reason. So what is your purpose? You need that clear. And then once you're clear on your purpose and what you want to get out there, then you then need to package that up in a way that the media is going to find appealing. So when I say free publicity, what we're talking about is approaching journalists with your story rather than the advertising department. So there's 2 main areas with any media organization, and you need to package what you're doing up in a way that journalists are going to want to run your story. Otherwise, it's going to be seen as too commercial and it will go to the advertising department. So when I say package up, what you need is a press release, a newsworthy press release that is showing your uniqueness and it has a newsworthy angle for your story. It needs to be written succinctly, 1 page, a way a journalist would write it, so they can just copy and paste the press release. With a catchy headline, you need your main points at the beginning of your press release. Then also with that, you need good visuals, you need good photos, and you need good visuals for TV. And even with radio now, they're running photos with stories on their social media and on their websites as well. So always be thinking of colorful visuals. And then the other part of the package is pitch. So you've got press release, photos or visuals, and your pitch. So you need to get those down pat. And with media, you only have 45 seconds to get your pitch across. And then profile, you need to look at what is your profile like right across the board? What is your branding like? When people Google you, what are they going to find? Have you Googled yourself lately? It's a very good exercise to do, to Google yourself and just see what's out there. It's very, very interesting. So what are people going to find when they Google you? And you want to make sure you have consistency across your branding and across your image, right across social media and across your online presence and offline presence. And then people, networking with the right people, building your list of journalists and your community of journalists that you know, your media list that you can approach again and again. Once you build up a few good relationships with the media, then you will get repeated media with that journalist. Once they know about you and once you come across with passion and you have purpose and you come across professionally, they will call you back to do more interviews. In fact, this happened with Andrew with a interview that he did with Kizzy, with a guy from the UK, as a podcaster from the UK. And Andrew came across so well on that interview that there was conversations about alliances there, and they said Andrew was one of the best people that they'd ever interviewed. So coming across with that passion, the power of being you, right, Andrew? That was, you know, really, we were talking about that tonight, right? So if you come across well with media, they will call you back and they will love you. And in fact, sometimes they even ask you if you want to come and do a regular radio spot, or if you want to be a contributor to the magazine regularly if you present good content. This is all possible. And then there's a process to getting publicity as well, which I'm going to cover shortly. There is a process, and it's very important to build the foundation of your campaign with this process. It's like building a house. You need a strong foundation, and that's part of the process. And then propel, once you get your media coverage, how do you then get that out to the masses? And how do you then celebrate that in social media once you get your traditional media spots and in online media? So there's a whole process around that as well. All right, there's some of the keys to success. Now I have an awesome media magic formula, and this comes in the shape of a wand, yay, or a smaller wand, yay. It's an awesome media magic formula, and the first A of the awesome is articulate story, and this is part of the foundation of your campaign. You need to articulate your story. So here in this point, you need to look at what are some of the lows and highs of your life. How have you overcome certain challenges in your life? What is unique or different about you or your message? Articulate your story or your product, get clear on what it is you want to promote. And then you need to work angles that the media is going to find appealing. You'll find that around certain times of the year, such as Mother's Day, Father's Day, back to school, there's Mental Health Week, there's Small Business Week, there's all these events, Are You OK Day. At all of these times across the year that the media are looking for stories and different angles around those things. Right now, COVID is hot in the media, and the media are clamoring for stories around how people are dealing with COVID. So you need to look at what sort of angles can you present that the media are looking for right now. And then you want to elevate your profile, then package that up with a press release, the visuals and the pitch that comes in to elevate your profile. And then the next step, the S of the awesome steps, is startle the media. You want to get the media's attention. Now, when I was a journalist at the Gold Coast Sun, we'd get about 500 press releases a day that would come our way. The thing is that a lot of them just ended up in the bin because they were too commercial and they weren't relevant. So they were just a complete waste of time. And a lot of those were coming from PR departments. So to startle the media, you need to present something that's going to wow them. And Richard Branson is fantastic at this. He's the PR stunt king, and he has done some amazing things, such as dress as a bride for the Virgin Brides Adventure. So he's done some pretty outrageous things and definitely startled the media, created some great media visuals, which they love. Then the next step is to own your power. You need to build confidence in yourself and get over whatever's in the way, whatever fear you might have in stepping up, get all that out of the way and learn to own your power so that when you go into your interviews, you can then master your interviews. Okay, to master interviews, you need to have a few good grabs that that will work here. Ideally, three main points you need front of mind when you're going into your interviews so that you can get some snappy grabs for media. Because if it's TV or radio that's going to be interviewing you, generally they will say you have 3 to 5 minutes for an interview. If it's a news segment, you'll only have maybe 1 or 2 grabs might come across because it'll be about a 1-minute segment on news. Okay, so you've got to be very snappy with what you say and how you say it. So mastering interviews is a whole process in itself. There's certain things to do before, during and after interviews. And then E is explode your impact. Once you get the publicity, then how do you then maximize that, get that out to the masses with social media and online? All right, so that's the awesome media magic steps. And then once you follow that system, there's certain benefits that you will have. You will have fame. You might not want to be famous like Hugh Jackman, Russell Crowe, or Cyndi Lauper, people I've had the great fortune to interview. You might not want to be famous like them. You just might want to be expert in your field or be known as famous in your field so that when people think of someone in your industry, they think of you. So you want to be front of mind, ideally. Fortune, you will naturally attract more money to yourself. You'll be able to charge more for what you do once you get publicity. And if you think of all the big players in any industry, like Tony Robbins in the personal development field, Michelle Bridges in the health field, you think of Noel Whittaker in finance, people like that, they've all claimed their space as the #1 expert in those fields, and they naturally attract more money to themselves. But the thing is, media look for several experts, so don't worry if you're not known as the top expert. As long as you're in the top few experts, the media will still come looking for you, and particularly the local media look for local experts. So there's great opportunity there with your local media, at least to start with. And then freedom, you will have more freedom. Once you have more money and you have more fame, you'll naturally have more freedom and be able to do more once you're earning more for the time that you are spending doing what you love. And then this one is one of my favorites, is legacy. You get to leave a legacy every time you get a media spot, which is very, very exciting because too many people die with the music in them and they die without being seen or heard. And then there's nothing for their family or friends to see of them after they go other than a few photos usually, right? So you definitely want to be getting videos out, radio interviews out, podcasts, get out as much as you can, sharing your story, sharing about you so that people have something to remember you by. Okay, so that's my IP models there. Now we do have this month a fantastic opportunity for you to promote yourself. We've got the Global Good News Challenge going on, and that is where you can do a 7-day, 14-day or 21-day challenge starting anytime in June. And I'm actually doing my second one. I did 5 days at the start of June, and then I got tonsillitis. So I got very sick. I was in bed for a few days, which was kind of crappy. And so now I'm back on the bike again, and I'm now up to day 9. I've just done today on my second round of the Global Good News Challenge. And basically what it is you just say your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, and a piece of good news. It's a Facebook Live challenge. And I know Adrian's been doing it. I think some of you on here have been doing it. And it's amazing. You can just share some good news about yourself, about someone else, about something in the community. And it's a fantastic way that you can help lift people's spirits around you and help to spread more love and hope and joy and inspiration, which is what we need more than anything right now. So this is a brand new initiative launched in June 2020. And you can either share the Facebook Live on your personal page or in the Loving Life group on Facebook. All the details are on the Facebook page, Global Good News Challenge. So if you go to the announcements section there, you can just read up all about it. It's absolutely free to contribute in and to be part of. If you do want extra mentoring, there is some paid options there if you want extra support with it. However, if you just want to do the challenge and just spread some good news and lift people's spirits and promote yourself in the process as well, then please do hop on board and remember to hashtag Global Good News Challenge with that. All right, I have a workshop coming up as well, July 23. I have a How to Gain $1 Million worth of free publicity global workshop on Zoom, 9:30 to 1:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Now, tickets are $47 for that plus booking fee, or $84 for 2 tickets plus booking fee. And tonight I'm actually going to be giving away 2 tickets to that. So if you hang around for the end of the night, I've got 2 tickets to give away to that. And we have some other awesome prizes as well. So how to gain $1 million worth of free publicity global workshop worth about $50. And that is on Zoom. And also encourage you to come and join our group, our Mass Media Tribe group on Facebook and Meetup, and connect with other truth speakers and truth seekers out there who are stand for good news as well. And then I have my Mass Media Mastery program. If you want more support and mentoring, then just check it out over here at my website, aaexpose.com/mass-media-mastery. And if you go to that website and just go services and drop down Mass Media Mastery, you'll see all the details there. And I have had a COVID special going for the last few months with this program. There's quite a lot of my time in it, and the price will be going up this week. It's got to go up again because there's too much of my time in it and it's not scalable. And I've had certain coaches say to me that it's way too cheap, including Andrew right there. And several other coaches have said it's way too cheap for what I'm giving in this program. So it's going to be jumping up this week. So if you're interested in that, check that out. It includes a media consultation, social media makeover. We look at branding. We look at angles for your story. There's so much in it. There's 12 modules of training, lifetime access to the membership program. It's a huge program, and it's amazing value. So if you do want extra support, then hop along there. And if you want to chat to me about it later too, then feel free to just private message me and we can have a chat about that as well. All right, the world is your oyster. So anything is possible for you. If you feel that the time is now for you to share your message, then you're in the perfect place. This is a very supportive community, and we've got your back here, and we'll support you with this journey. It really is a fantastic community of people. And I really want you to get this too. This is my last slide in this presentation before we chat with Andrew. This is really what it's all about. And I'd love you to unmute yourself and to read this with me. We're happy to do that. Have some audience participation here with our Zoom people. Awesome. Okay, shine bright is what it's all about. All right, after 3, how about we go? I believe after 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I believe.
I believe in the power of one,
and I
believe in you.
May your flame
burn
light up
all those around you.
That was perfectly synchronistic. That was amazing. Thank you so much.
I don't know about you, Sean, but on my end, that was like.
Thank you so much. Now that was hilarious. Okay, I'm going to stop my sharing there. All right. Thank you so much for participating. Wasn't that fun? Oh, hello, Tommy. Welcome. Who else have we got? New people on here. Tommy, welcome. And Rhonda's come on.
Hey. Tommy.
Fantastic. So that's my little segment. Any questions on any of that?
A human optimism.
Anyone got questions on that before we go over to Andrew? That was marvelous. Oh, thank you, Hayley. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Wonderful.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Oh, great, Hayley. Excellent, excellent. And what specifically what was your specific aha from that little presentation?
Everything.
Awesome. Yay, it was a winning presentation. I love you, Hayley. Thank you so much. Spreading the love and the bling, spreading more bling. Yay. Thank you, Hayley. That's great. Thank you. I'll take that as a big compliment. And look, journalists do speak quite fast. You know, years of being a journalist, 20 odd years, I was a full-time journalist, and they do talk fast. They have a sense of urgency about them, just like I talk sometimes. And I do need to learn to slow down sometimes.
Oh, when you don't talk sometimes, you talk all the time.
Yeah. Thank you. And Andrew and I both having Greek blood, we talk over each other all the time, right? So and Tommy too, right?
That's not true.
Yeah. So
I never do that, Aldwin.
Yeah.
And the Greeks love their food.
They do.
Oh yeah.
They do. Yes, we're growing all the time. Some of us just growing a lot sideways. But yes, we do love our food. Absolutely.
Yeah. Every time I mute, I'm yelling at someone to bring me food. No, I'm kidding.
You go snap. Come on, food. Where is the
Andrew.
Oh, it's only my daughters. Don't worry. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, classic. Okay. All right. Fantastic. We're going to have a chat with Andrew. So, Adrian, you need to run off. It's a shame we're going to miss you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. And Adrian, you've got a prize to offer at the end. So just before you run off, can you just mention your prize and we'll give that away at the end to someone?
Yeah, so it's a 1 hour, 15-minute coaching session with me. And just to, well, whatever people want to do, whether it's business or personal, and we'll get to get them back on track in their life, physically, emotionally, mentally, or spiritually. And if you want to check it out, go to adrianhanks.com.
Fantastic. And the value of that is?
I charge $285 for one session.
$285. That is such a generous prize. Thank you so much, Adrian, for that. And who wants to win that tonight? Who wants to win on the Zoom? Yes, I can see all your hands flying up. Excellent. Fantastic. That's great. Thank you so much, Adrian. That's
Thanks so much. Gonna run. See you.
Great to have you here.
See ya.
So we've got that life mastery coaching session with Adrian at the end. Fantastic. All right, now it is with great pleasure that I introduce Andrew. But before I do, just for those that have just joined us, you missed out on the intro session before. So what I'd love you to do, that for those that have just joined on the Zoom, please pop in the chat what you do, where you're from, and what you want to get out of tonight. Okay, just into the chat, and any links you have so you can support each other and connect with the others here as well. Okay, so just where you're from, what you do, and what you want to get out of tonight, the half hour or so that's remaining. Okay, now it's with great pleasure that I introduce our amazing guest speaker, the Results Guy, Mr. Andrew Cominos, and we are talking about the power of identity and being you tonight. So welcome, Andrew.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome. So yes, thank you very much. Thank you, Joyling. Yes, clap, clap, clap. Welcome, Andrew. Yay. Welcome.
I'm not supposed to clap myself, sorry.
Yeah. It's okay to love yourself. It's okay. All right. So now the power of identity and being you. Now, can you explain, Andrew, what does that actually mean for those that don't know what we're actually talking about tonight? What does it mean? The power of identity and being you.
The hard question right up front. That's why you're in media. Yeah. Right now. So I think for me is the power of identity is, I see too often these days, you know, everyone's on, like I said before, on Instagram, they're on Facebook, they're on the media, they're on, you know what, I'm just going to say the media, because the media encompasses social media, LinkedIn, everything, right? And they're out there with their, you know, with their business colleagues, and the amount of people I've connected with over the last year alone, actually screw that, over the last 3 months alone. And then you connect with them for a little while, and then all of a sudden you find out all these niggling things that they refuse to put out there on social media because they won't look good, right? All these things that they refuse to, they want to be super professional in front of people because, well, you know, people don't need to know my personality. And I just have a completely different view of all of that, right? And the reason I have a different view is I think authenticity these days is both undervalued, right? But it's also overvalued, and it is not very clear what authenticity and genuinity, I suppose, really actually means, right? What it really means to be truly and utterly authentic. That's one thing. But the majority of it is the identity is actually just knowing who you are, like truly knowing who you are. Like everyone that I've seen that is able to build their business dramatically and quickly and build wealth and build a successful business, one thing that they all seem to have, or a lot of them seem to have in common, not every single one, but a lot of them have in common, is the fact that they know their identity. They know who they are. They know what they want to be. They understand their purpose. They understand their reason for being. But more importantly than just their purpose, they truly understand whether they are happy with or unhappy with this, right, is a different scenario, but they at least understand who they are. And I find in this day and age, so many people may even understand who they are through influencers, through influencers, through personal development courses, through a whole bunch of other things. Sometimes people are actually pushed away from their identity. Sometimes people are moved in a direction that is maybe not healthy for them. And I can tell you—
That's so true. That's so true.
from a sales point of view, thanks, Haley. From a sales point of view, I can tell you right now that if you want to grow your business, if you want to move forward, if you want to explode, if you want to do all these wonderful things, I can promise you that the most important thing to your success in your business is being exactly who you are. And that's why when I swear, I never apologize for it. And I'm sure I offend some people. And I'm sure the things I say on Facebook sometimes offend people. And I'm sure there's lots of people that don't like me out there. And you know how much care factor I have for that, Aldwin? Precisely zero.
Yeah.
Precisely
Exactly.
Zero,
Exactly.
right? And I can tell you that that care factor of precisely zero makes a hell of a lot of people hate me. It makes a hell of a lot of people love me, and it makes me truly and utterly free.
Yeah.
Not locked in a prison of someone else's expectations on who I should be. You are not who others want you to be. You are just you. So be you.
Yeah, that is awesome, Andrew, that you say that, because the thing is, where a lot of people are stopped with sharing about themselves and their lives and sharing authentically is that they worry what people will think about them, right? Or they worry how they're going to come across, or they're worried, they're generally worried about themselves in some way, right? And so the thing is, what I always say to people too, when it comes to getting media coverage, you need to toughen yourself to criticism. And so to toughen yourself to criticism, you need to come from a strong place within yourself where you are speaking your truth, and it doesn't matter, as you say, it doesn't matter what other people think, because you are speaking your truth, and you're going to have people that love you and people that hate you regardless of what you do, right? So why not speak your truth, and why not come from an authentic place rather than trying to sugarcoat something or pretend to be someone you're not?
Well, look at it this way, right? Those that try to be loved by everyone are usually liked by most, and they miss out on the true power of love. But those that are just who they are hated by some and truly loved by others. And I choose true love and connection with people because they got to know me as a human being. And I can tell you, my family, my friends, the people in my network, they all love me and hate me all at the same time, because I am fucking annoying. But I'm also just me, right? I'm also just who I am. So, I think the power of the starting point to all of anything I could say about identity is it's a decision, right? The first decision is actually not knowing who you are. The first decision is deciding that you want to find out who you are, that you want to find out, and whatever you find, you decide that you're going to be happy with that person and happy with whatever growth you need to achieve to become the person that you truly want to be, but still being you. The decision is to decide to be you, right? Whether you know who you are now or not, right? The decision is the decision is to decide to be you, and then decide to find you.
Yeah. And you spoke about door-to-door sales before. Now, I was one of the people that lasted 2 weeks in door-to-door sales. I did it in Brisbane many years ago. And I remember when we started work as door-to-door salespeople back when I was about 20, I did it on the side for a bit of extra cash. Anyway, what we did is in the sales...
It was less regulated back then in the Stone Age, Alvin.
Yeah, it was. It was, exactly. They even let me in. Anyway.
Oh, mate, I know how you feel. I was right there with you.
What we did at the beginning of the meetings is we would put on this invisible suit, right? We would put on the pants, we put on the jacket, put on this invisible suit. And what would happen is that the sales coach, right, would or the team builder at the beginning, we'd ramp ourselves up, let's go for the day, right? We put on these invisible suits and we called them a shit suit. And the idea of the shit suit is that any shit that came our way would just bounce off, right? So if you really do have a lot of fear about speaking your truth, just put a shit suit on around you, right? And then all the shit will just bounce off anyway, and you just come from your...
Or better yet, just own your shit. Right, the most powerful thing that you can do, I swear, the most powerful thing that you can do in your life. And the reason I know this, right, and one of the reasons, there's a few reasons why I have just become this person who truly owns my identity, owns who I am, and I just am who I am, and I know my identity very well and exactly who I am. The reason that one of those major reasons is I have always been extremely, intensely, annoyingly, frustratingly freaking loud, right? So loud, in fact, that even in Greece, people say I'm loud.
Yeah. Wow.
Right? Like, I'm loud.
It's already loud.
I'm so loud that someone just left this call. Right?
Like to be loud.
So anyway, but it's so loud, right? But so the thing is when you're the loudest person in the room, the one thing that is an absolute guarantee is that you will get insulted, put down, and paid out more than anyone else in the room.
That's your way of expressing yourself. Right? So that's all right.
Yeah, absolutely. Haley, do not feel the need to make me feel good about being loud. I love myself. But I specifically said, right, but I remember I spent so long being loud, and you get put down and you get paid out and you get hammered more than anyone else. And I remember how many times my family, my friends would go, "Shh, Andrew, you're so loud. Other people can hear you. You're disturbing their dinner. Shh." Right? And I remember, and I tried for so long. I spent actually years like really trying to restrict myself and hold myself down. And, and I remember one day unleashing and someone going, "Shh," and I felt bad for about a split second. And something in my brain literally went, "You know what? No, screw you all. You're either going to love me for being loud or you're just not. You're either going to be able to sit at a dinner table with me or you're just not." Now, I'm not saying anything excessively rude or mean or going crazy. I'm just louder than most people in the restaurant, right? Which is okay for me. And it doesn't embarrass me. It doesn't worry me. And if you're embarrassed by that, then that's on you. That is a you thing. That is not a me thing.
Yeah.
Right. And so I remember sitting there and saying to myself that I'm going to own this, right? I'm going to own this so vigorously, so entirely, that if anyone says anything, me owning it is going to be my shit suit, right? You physically cannot pay someone out about something that they are entirely, fully, and absolutely happy within themselves. Right? You just can't do it. You physically cannot do it. And so everything about me, all my ups, all my downs, all my shit, all my good stuff, my bad stuff, I own it. This is me. This is who I am, right? It is just me. Now, am I looking to improve on a lot of things? Absolutely. Am I looking to become a better person? Do I heavily believe in personal development and growth? Absolutely. But here's the thing, right? I own myself so effectively, right? And so wholly and 100% that I can tell you that, one, I'm unadulteratedly happy, like ridiculously happy. Like no one, because anyone can come at me with anything and they say things like, "Andrew, you're so loud," or "Andrew, you know what? You're a little bit rude." And "Andrew, you're a little bit," and I'm like, "Yep, you're right." And they go, what do I say to that? I don't know where to go here. It's like, well, that's who I am. I can't say to you, no, I'm not. Is this whole thing, right? The funniest thing I think I've ever heard, I laughed for so long, was this guy named C.K. Lewis. And does anyone know that comedian, C.K. Lewis? Right? He's talking about two girls sitting at, not two girls, sorry, not that one. Sorry, he's talking about sitting at a like talking to someone at a party, and he turns around and he goes, "You're an asshole. You're being an asshole." And the guy goes, "No, I'm not." He goes, "That's not up to you." Right? You don't get to make the decision, right, of whether you're being an asshole, right? That's everybody else's perception. So if someone comes to me and says, "You're doing this," or "You are this," and I think about it, I'm like, you know what? I probably am. So great. Yes. Okay, fantastic. I am. But there's nowhere they can go with that because I am me and I know I'm me and I'm happy with that. And the second you find that ability to fully own yourself and be happy with that, two things happen. One, I can promise you, your life's going to be way happier. That's an absolute. Every person that I know that is extremely happy, right? I promise you, right? And you can argue with me till the cows come home, but I promise you, you look for people that are extremely happy in life, they freaking know who they are and they are willing to own all their good shit, all their bad shit. I am who I am. Deal with it, right? One. And two, the second thing is your business will fucking explode. We'll go mental. We'll go ballistic. Why? Because you're not held back. You're not sitting there going, oh, I don't know if I can do this live video. I'm shy on camera. Let me tell you why you're shy on camera. Because you don't believe in who you are as a person. That's why you're shy on camera, right? The reason you're shy on, like, the reason you have a problem in a crowd, the reason you don't want to speak to people, right? The reason you don't want to speak on a stage is because you haven't fully owned you, and you're so worried about other people's rejection of putting yourself out there. But the second you've owned yourself 100%, I can promise you those feelings dissipate. They disappear. Look at me now. Great. I'm happy to speak and I'm crazy and loud. But I remember when I was, how old was I? Jesus. When I really figured this out, I was like, when I was young, when I was like in year 8, year 9, I could not talk to a girl. And two, I couldn't even get out on a dance floor and dance with people. I just couldn't do it, right? Didn't get to a point where I could start talking to a girl, right, effectively, right, until after I started my sales career. Because it was sales that truly taught me I have something to give, and my personality has a lot to deliver. And that's why, because every time I was just me, I'd make sales. And every time I wasn't just me, I wouldn't make sales. And so I realized that my personality was delivering positive results to me, right? And that's where I learned to own myself.
Yeah, beautiful. Wow, nicely said. There's a great quote too, that what someone else thinks about you is none of your business.
Yeah.
Right. So because that's the thing. You always have people that love you, people that hate you. The more you step up in life, just think of Donald Trump. There's people that absolutely love him and people that absolutely hate him, right? That you're going to get that. So why not just be yourself?
The way I always put it is what someone thinks about you is actually their prerogative, right? They have every right to hate you. Someone has every right to hate you, and they have every right to love you, right? It's not your prerogative. So why, it's not even about whether it's hurtful or not hurtful. It's actually about why waste your time. If someone's already made the decision that they don't like you, why waste your time trying to get that person who has already decided to hate you to like you, when you can go find a bunch of 1,000 other people who you don't have to work at making like you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why are you so concerned with that person?
Yeah. And
Andrew, would you say when you know yourself, it actually doesn't hurt you? Because you know it's about them, it's not about you anyway.
Yeah. But even if it is about me, I don't care. You know what I mean? Right.
No, but
so
what I mean is if you're owning that, you're not going to be hurt by it because you're not trying to defend anything and pretend to be anyone different or anything different.
Correct. Exactly right. Yes, Jolene, you've put your hand up a few times. Sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that Jesus was supposed to be the most wonderful man that's ever walked the earth, and he was hated by so many people. And so if he was hated, then how can I expect everyone to love me?
Yes. Yes. And imagine going, and on that point, imagine going through life being like Jesus, where people were attacking the hell out of him. Just imagine that scene where he's carrying the cross, right? People are throwing things at him and attacking him. And he says, forgive them, they know not what they do, right? I mean, just think about going through life like a peaceful warrior. And Way of the Peaceful Warrior, by the way, if you haven't seen that film, it's free on YouTube. I highly recommend checking it out, Way of the Peaceful Warrior. Some absolute gems in that movie and in the book. But anyway, it's imagine going through life like a peaceful warrior. There's a lot of strength and a lot of power in being you and in sharing that. It doesn't mean always being loud like Andrew. I mean, some people are quietly, expressive in their own way, right? So everyone has their own personality. So the main thing is that you are true to yourself, right?
Correct. No, but that's the power of being you. Like I love what Nenny said there. She goes, there's a fine line between being yourself to the point a fine line between being yourself to the point of disrespect for others and respecting boundaries. See, here's my theory on that, right? Is that your job So everyone is always looking for the meaning of life, right? And for me, I've kind of found it. And the meaning for me, right? I'm not saying for you. I'm saying for me, the meaning of life is to be fulfilled, right? Is to be fulfilled and happy, right? And here's the thing, right? How you choose to live life, what you choose to do, how you choose to be, right? That is entirely up to you. As long as you can get to the end of your life and say, hey, I had a freaking great life. I was happy, I was fulfilled, I was having a good time. On one condition, that your living happy hasn't impacted someone else's ability to live happy, right?
Yes,
Hasn't hurt other people, hasn't brought other people down. Your intention, should never be to hurt or harm another. Your intention is always, if your intention is always good, but in your identity, absolutely. If you notice that your identity, who you are as a human being, is hurting or harming others, right? Then I can tell you, then you should be able, you need to have the self-awareness to be like, all right, I need to grow here. Where's the growth, right? What am I missing? And what has my environment done? Because a baby does not come out of the womb thinking, I'm going to fuck someone else's day up. It doesn't happen, right?
Just have a picture of you in a restaurant speaking really, really loud, and the person next door is like, oh, won't he shut up?
It could happen.
But here's the thing, right? So me speaking loud and someone getting, and I've had this argument with people 1,000 times, right? Not with randoms, with my brother and stuff, and exactly that, right? And if someone's, if I sit in a restaurant and I'm respecting, and like someone is feeling disrespected because I'm being me and I'm being a bit too loud, and they're sitting at their table and they're upset by that. Well, the other option, right, is that I have to sit at the table and not be who I am. The other option is that they feel respected, yeah, but sure, I've spent a 2-hour period feeling like shit. I mean, if you want to choose to do that, that is entirely your choice. But I just don't choose to do that with my life. Now, I'm going to do everything in my power not to harm others. And if someone comes and says to me, hey, man, listen, you're a little bit loud. It's kicking my ears in, right? I don't do that. I don't sit there going, yeah, in a restaurant like crazy, right? I'm okay to sit next to. But here's the thing, right? My point here is that if you want to choose to live your life by someone else's expectations of you, by the societal expectations of you, that's fine. But there is not a human being alive that is hyper successful that has lived their life by anyone else's expectations. Not a one.
And it takes courage. The thing is, because as human beings, we are brought up to be tribal people, to hang out with the tribe, right? And we want to be liked, as our instinct is to be liked and to belong and to do everything to fit in with society, right? So it takes something to actually step up and to speak courageously with your truth, knowing that maybe there's going to be people in the tribe that are not going to like it, right? People in your community, and often these are family members, right? Yeah. That aren't going to like, and you can't choose your family. They say, well,
I guarantee you there's someone, or probably multiple people on this call right now thinking this guy's an idiot, or like they don't like me.
Could be. Although
if I sat there and I allowed that to, a lot of them are what? Are nodding, yeah. They're nodding at me like, yes, you're right, you are an idiot.
No, I think they're enjoying it. They're still on the call, so that's a good sign, right?
Right, yeah, but people love to watch drama too. Like, oh, this is dramatic. Right, anyway, so the whole idea, right? I'm sure there's people on the call that think what I'm saying is thanks, Haley.
Haley likes you.
I think there's people. There's obviously going to be someone on the call that's like, what he's saying, I don't really agree with. Blah blah blah. That's okay, right? But if I choose to live, the thing is I don't choose to live my life that way and to hide myself because someone's not going to like me, right? And the thing is, the first thing to know, as I say, one of the most powerful things I've ever thought, I don't know where I got it from, but I remember thinking it one night and going, geez, that's important. So let's pretend that 99% of the world didn't like you.
Mm.
Let's pretend 99% of the world didn't like you. That's a lot. That's a high percentage. They hated you, in fact. They think you're a complete idiot. 99% of the world. What is 1% of 7.2 billion people? Right?
8 billion. Yeah, it's a lot. It's, yeah.
Still a lot of love.
That's a heck of a lot of love. And you know what? If that's part of your business, that's a heck of a lot of business. Right? So my point here is that you have no reason to fear hatred. You have no reason to fear dislike and rejection, because every time you get rejected, you also find someone that loves what you're saying, or someone that likes you, or someone that does the complete opposite of rejection and brings you into their circle.
Yes. And
every single time.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing to remember too is that hurt people hurt people. Now, ever since I heard that,
That's so true. That's so true.
I just, hurt people hurt people. And I think we really need to get this. If people are being nasty to you, it's often saying more about them than it is about you. And so what I suggest with those people is send them off with love. You don't need them in your immediate circle, right? Send them off with love and compassion. They're not the tribe you want to hang out with, right? You want people that are going to...
And I think they also say hurt, there is hurt people, but often the truth is actually that the person's not trying to hurt you. They just genuinely agree with you. But what they're saying is offensive to you, right? I actually found that when I owned my belief systems entirely, 100%, who I am, all that sort of stuff, actually offense didn't come into, I'm actually I'm a weird person and people hate it when I say this. I'm sure someone's going to be like, oh, right. But I don't believe in being offended, right? I'm sure I don't believe in, I'm fine with other people being offended. That's fine. But for myself, I just don't believe in it, right? It's a waste of my time. It's a full waste of my time, 100%, right? Because my choice to, I believe in disagreeing with something and then taking actions to change it, sure. But it is a waste of my time to feel that negative, crappy emotion over someone else saying something to me that I disagree with. So, I'm going to get angry and upset and be like, how dare you say something like this? Well, clearly they believe that, so fine. You know what I mean? And that's part of me. It's part of my identity. And so, but I've had so many people argue with me on that. So many people try and take me down off that, because of their belief systems. And the truth is that I've stuck to it. And the reason I've stuck to it is because I know that it physically makes my life better every day. Now, why do I tell you this? It's from an identity point of view, is that if you stick to your belief systems, even through other people hating that belief system, you will find a lot of people that won't agree with you, but also I promise you will be happier through it. And when your happiness is directly tied to your ability to hold true to your identity, and your business is directly tied to how happy you are.
Yeah, I love that too. And then he was saying no one can really hurt you. And I agree with that. It's a choice, right? It's a choice how you respond to what other people do. And why I say it takes something to step up and to speak your truth, because a lot of people lack confidence, unfortunately. And so what are some tips you can give people to build their confidence, Andrew, and to help people who maybe do lack a bit of confidence and are worried about how they come across? What are some tips you'd give them to help come out of that?
Well, the first thing really is to understand that confidence is not born. You're not born with confidence. And I think this is too often people have this idea that, Andrew's confident because he was confident from birth. Andrew's confident because he's genetically confident. I'm not genetically confident. That's ridiculous, right? My environment helped, right? The environment you grow up in, my experience has helped. The fact that I'm too loud and people put me down my whole life made me stronger and made me push harder, right? Right? Sure, right? But confidence is created. Confidence is, if I said to everyone right now, I'm going to get everyone to do it right now. First things first, everyone sit in your chair or stand as if you are really, really shy. Go. Super shy, super scared, right? Fantastic. Now everyone sit as if you're super confident, top of the world, millionaire, billionaire, think you're the best person ever, right? Right? Oh, isn't it funny how everyone knew what to do without even thinking, right? It's because your physiology is tied directly to how you feel. Entirely, 100%. And everyone here knows that, right? So if you know that, when you're feeling a lack of confidence, utilize that, right? So that's step one. Step two, I completely forgot in the process of telling you step one, though. So, that's it. I got it. This is, and the reason I got it is, you know how they say, if you forget it, it's clearly not important, right?
Yeah.
This is such an important, valuable skill to learn to have, is the ability to practice acceptance, right? Practicing acceptance is possibly the most powerful skill I've learned in my life. And I taught it literally to myself. And I honestly, on a daily basis, thank the universe, God, anything you want to thank that I can do this. And it's the ability to sit outside and mull over this one attribute that you have, and mull over it not in a like, oh my God, I hate myself way, in an ability to accept that this is who you are, in an ability to accept that this is the world now. It's like when someone loses a job, or someone loses a partner, or someone, cheats, or something happens, right? And they sit in this absolute angst for years and years and years and years, because they're unwilling to accept that this is their life now. This is what's happened, right? And so what I've gotten really good at is being able to sit down and go, okay, no matter how badly I want to go back in time, no matter how badly I don't want this to be an attribute of mine, no matter how badly I want my partner to not have done this, right? Has it happened? Yes. Can I change it? No. Right? So I've got two choices here. I can either not accept that this is a thing, not accept that this has happened, and decide to not be able to move forward because I can't accept it. Because here's the thing, if you can't accept it, if you can't accept the reality of it, you physically cannot move forward. It's just not going to happen. Right? But as soon as you've sat there for like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and just accepted this is your life now, it just is. It's not that it's bad or good or it's unchangeable or it's immovable. It just is. So once you can fully accept that, then it gives you power to power forward at a speed greater than 90% of the other population, because they are still stuck in not accepting their life as it is now.
Wow, very powerful. Very powerful. Andrew, we could chat to you for another hour easily on this topic. It's 8:57 here already. It's almost time to wrap up. Does anyone have any dying questions before? We've got giveaways to do yet. Can everyone stay a bit longer, or anyone have to leave? We can all stay a few 5-10 minutes longer. Yeah. Okay, great. All right. So does anyone have any questions for Andrew? Just unmute yourself and speak your truth. Here we go. Yes, Joylene.
I just wanted to say something like, I'm a fairly outspoken type of person. I say it, my belief is that I say my truth, then you know who I am. There's none of this. I don't say to you one thing and think another. I say what I think. And I've often been criticized and people have said, oh, settle down, Joylene, just
don't settle down, Joylene.
Or I get excited and I'll get loud and I'll say what I really think. And then, my friends will say, calm the farm, honey, calm the farm. And I get really mad. I think, I don't want to calm the farm. I'm passionate. I've got Spaniard back there somewhere. But the point is, it annoys me to think that I can't be authentic, that's me. And is that okay?
Absolutely. That's not just okay, right? That is the way. It's the only way. We've gotten to this point in human society where it has become, we went through a phase, I suppose, where we were told not to be ourselves, right? The schooling system literally taught us not to be who we are. We were factory churned, right? We were literally churned out to work in a factory, right? And so shut up, keep your opinions to yourself and punch stuff out. What do you think the cane came from? That there's no point using a cane to teach someone to speak out. There's a point using a cane to teach someone to shut up, right? That's the only thing, right? And that's why, you know, like the whole elephant thing, baby elephants, they drive this giant stake in the ground, put them on a rope, and the elephant tries and tries and tries and tries and tries and tries to pull it out until they realize they can't do it. And then they use this tiny little peg for the rest of the elephant's life. That's it. The elephant could easily pull the whole tent down, but it doesn't because it doesn't think it can, right? Because it gave up a long time ago. So yeah, it's absolutely okay. But now we've gotten to this point in human society where, from the opposite, we're all being taught to speak out, but worry about the fact that people might reject you, right? And I can just, if there's one piece of advice that I can tell everyone here is, you are going to get rejected. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, period. It will 100% happen. People are gonna reject you. In fact, a lot of people are going to hate you, reject you, and not like you, and that's okay, right? Because if you don't act as you, people are gonna hate you, reject you, and not like you, and you won't be happy. But if you do act as you, who you are, people are gonna hate you, reject you, and not like you, and you'll be happy because others will love you. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
See you, Tommy.
Thanks, Tommy.
So absolutely.
Thanks,
you know what?
Tommy.
The best thing that I've ever said, ever, when I do that, because I do that all the time, Julian. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but that's like my thing. Right? I do that all the time. And the thing that I always say is, if you are going to, like when someone says to me, Andrew, you know, oh, shh, be quiet, or you shouldn't say that. I'm like, shut up. No, I'm gonna say it. And if you don't like it, soz.
Yeah, them's fighting
Right?
words.
Yeah, but I don't even get angry. I don't even get mad anymore. I just go, like my brother went out to dinner like a month ago, and I said, and he goes, we're out to dinner, and I said something, and he's really easily, like, he gets embarrassed for no reason, and no one cared, right? No one else would care, but I was talking, and he was like, shh, Andrew, you're so loud. And I said, John, can I ask you a random question? And he's like, yeah. I said, how many years have you known me? And he's like, 30. And I'm like, cool. At what point are you going to realize this is just who I am? Like, nothing you can say is going to get me to stop saying this or be quieter. So you've got a choice here. You can either shut the fuck up and be here, or you can leave. Up to you. And you know what he did? He went, oh, okay, and got grumpy for about 5 minutes and then got over it.
Yeah.
I think there's also a distinction between how do you react to other people's opinion in your way of sales or presenting and being yourself, and the other one is how do you present yourself in a way that can speak to all the different audiences. Because like, if you are a personality type that is loud and obnoxious, and that's fine, and you're happy being that way, like, I'm sure that when you have sales and you have different kinds of audiences, you have to adapt to different people so that they can actually have the different sales, you know, because take the sale, because they will understand it better if you say certain words, if you interact with them in a different way. So that's more
absolutely
right. So that's very different, right? You can still be authentic, but then really have situational awareness, really know how to talk to someone. You're not going to blast your personality. I'm sure you don't do it, you know, onto somebody that's going to, you know, you're not going to get you can get a sale, you know, by adapting to each one of the clients. And then, but of course, then there's the what you're really addressing is how do you react when people are criticizing your way of being and your authenticity, and that's
so. Yeah, well, you absolutely adaptability in any situation is an absolute necessity, right? You can't, because the thing is that the adaptability isn't adapting who you are. It's adapting maybe like, I mean, I'm not going to go in a library and yell, right? But that has nothing to do with me not being me. That has to do with, I mean, there's a situation, there's a time and a place, right? You know, I'm also, when I'm out to dinner though, you know, I'm out to dinner, it's a loud environment. Well, I'm just going to let go and just be who I am, right? And just be me, right? At all times, right? But even when I'm in the library, I'm still me. I'm just a whisper, but I'm a whisper above everyone else still, because I can't whisper like everyone else can whisper. My inside voice is everyone else's outside voice, right? So, but my thing here is that, you know, you're absolutely right. You know, particularly from a sales point of view, yes, you're going to adapt, but there's a thing called natural adaptation, which I don't think people take advantage of enough in this day and age. If you just allow yourself to be you, you will naturally adapt to the person you're talking to. You'll actually naturally start to mirror them in some way, and they'll start to mirror you. And what tends to happen is that instead of that, we get so concerned with rejection that we over-adapt. Right? We don't naturally adapt, we over-adapt. Like, I don't go to my grandma and talk to my grandma the way I talk to my best mate, right? Because I don't want my grandma, one, to shove a bar of soap down my mouth, and two, to be upset, right? I'm not going to actively try and upset someone, but I also don't hide who I am from my grandma. If I accidentally swear in front of my grandma, I also don't apologize for that. She laughs, she goes, Andrew, don't do that. And I'm like, oh, sorry, Nan. You know, but I don't say sorry in the sense that I'm genuinely like, oh my God, I really, you know, it's more like, soz, you know, and I have the closest relationship you can imagine to my grandma. She actually died 6 months ago, but about a year ago, sorry. But, you know, but we had the closest relationship, right? But it was because of that, because she is who she is and she never apologized for it, and I am who I am, and I never apologized for it, right? But yeah, so yeah, absolutely. Adaptability is fine, but it's just natural adaptability rather than just over-adapting because you're afraid of being rejected, if that makes sense.
Fascinating. This is a fascinating conversation. Are there any other burning questions? Maybe we'll take one more question and then we'll go to the giveaways. Any other burning questions from anyone? Just unmute yourself or put your hand up. Going once, going twice.
Before we say that, can I actually give everyone one tip to really booming their business, I suppose, to some degree? Like, because I know a lot of people are going out on Facebook and they're trying to market and they're trying to get to it, you know, get to people. And the one thing I can say is this, is there are a lot of people out there that do live videos and do posts and make their world look fantastic, and then do their vulnerability posts scheduled once a month, right? You know, and there's a lot of people out there that, you know, they tell you that like their whole thing is about authenticity. Their whole thing is like, oh, I'm so authentic. But if you get to know them, realistically, they hide everything that's happening in their business because they don't want people to know that things that they're actually struggling, that things are wrong, that things happen, and that business is actually difficult and all this sort of stuff, right? Don't ever, like when you go live, when you go live video, when you put posts out, when you do those sorts of things, just 100% honesty. 100% real, 100% truth. Don't hide anything. Literally, hide zero, right? I have literally gotten on a live video as the sales guy and gone, I just ran a webinar and converted nobody. Here's what happened, right? Literally, right? And you know what? When I did that, I had someone say to me, Andrew, you've just like ruined your whole business, mate. Are you kidding? You're the sales guy. You didn't convert anyone? Oh my gosh, you're crazy. You know what? I got 3 sales from that one live video.
Wow.
Why? Because it was true. Because it was real. Do not listen to anyone that says to you, hide who you are in any way, shape, or form on Facebook for your business, on Instagram, on anything, right? Because if they're saying, because there's only one thing that's going to happen from that, you're going to feel like shit because it doesn't actually marry and align with your identity and who you are. So you're going to feel crap, right? But also, you're going to attract the wrong customer, and then you're not actually going to convert them. So just get on. You do you, boo. It's like my favorite saying, you do you, boo. I hate all these new fandangled bullcrap sayings like YOLO and FOMO and all that crap, right? But I love that one. You do you, boo, right? You do you.
You do you, boo, did you say?
Yeah. Boo is supposed to be like boyfriend or partner or girlfriend or whatever, right? But you do you, boo, right? You do you. Do what you want to do, right? It's just seriously, just 100% unadulterated honesty and truth in every form. Actually, the key, most defining core factor to all selling is always tell the absolute truth. You want to sell well? Tell the truth.
The truth always comes out in the end anyway.
If someone says, how's business and it's slow, you know what you say? It's slow.
Be honest.
Someone says, it's like, yeah, and people go, I would never say that to a client because then they're not going to buy. That's a total load of garbage. And if anyone tells you that, tell them they don't know how to sell, right? Because that is totally garbage, right? In fact, the person's going to turn around and go, wow, you told me that? And you're going to say, yeah, because I believe in honesty and truth with my clients. And it is a little bit slow right now. We're in COVID. Shit's happening, right? It's fine, right? Doesn't mean my business is going down. Doesn't mean I can't get your results. It doesn't mean I can't do things for you. It's just what it is, right? That's how you roll, right? It'll get you, one, it'll get you brownie points. Two, it'll get you trust. And people buy on two major keys: trust and certainty that you can deliver. That is it.
I love it. You reminded me of a moment when I was in LA. I was at the Sheraton LAX a few years ago, and I was speaking on a panel at the Modern Media Conference. And one of the panelists asked me, what do you think the future of content marketing is, of messaging online? And my answer was authenticity. People are sick of the lies. Now, sick of the lies, not the lies, sick of the lies. People are sick of the lies.
People are sick of me then. Jeez, I'm
but some people are sick of the lies, all these live challenges. People are sick of the lies, right? And I actually said in front of about 400 Americans at the time, I said, for example, such as the story that 9/11 is an inside job, right? I said this in front of 400 Americans, and it's amazing. And the Las Vegas shootings had just happened at that time, and it was amazing. These Americans came over to me afterwards and said, have you heard the behind the scenes story of the shootings? And, it's like some people say conspiracy theory stuff, whatever, right? But the thing is, do your own research on that. But the fact is, there's a hell of a lot of truth groups that have started up on Facebook, I've noticed, just in the last few years, and particularly in the last few months. There's truth groups, truth seekers, truth speakers. Authenticity is the new currency. And that's it. And I think that's what it comes down to, is speaking your truth. And, as much as there's all sorts of information out there on the internet, you need to make up your own choice as to what you believe the truth is, right? I'm not saying one's the truth, one's not. You do your own research and you decide for yourself. But the fact is that there's definitely been a lot of lies that have been uncovered in the mainstream media and in the mass media in general. So,
but there's also two types. Sorry to interrupt, Alden. I was just going to say there's also two types of authenticity, and this is the one that gets me the most. This is my most passionate topic at the moment. Actually, is there's authenticity, and then there's unadulterated authenticity. I live by unadulterated authenticity, right? I don't live by, I'm going to hide this because it makes me look slightly better. I don't live like that. I never want to live like that, right? I don't live, and I guarantee you, there is, like, if you look at things that you've posted, everyone here, and I've done it, right? And then I literally came out like a week later and was like, I will never do that shit again, right? And but if you look at stuff you've posted, I can promise you've been having a bad day, you've been feeling crap, you've been doing whatever, shit's been going wrong, and you've gotten on and gone, everything's the best in the world, let me show you how to, it's like, that's total garbage. You know what I mean? Be you, man. Like, unadulterated authenticity. And I can tell you, right, my business went mental fast from that.
Yeah, and be prepared to be vulnerable. Be prepared to be vulnerable on camera. Be prepared to cry at times. Be prepared to go on with no makeup. Andrew challenged me once. He said, "You go do a Facebook Live with no makeup," and I was like, "Oh, my hair's everywhere. I've just woken up," and so I did it, and I actually got a lot of comments and hits on that Facebook Live. Just me.
You cried heavily on that Facebook
I did.
Live.
I did. That was amazing, with no makeup. Whereas some people in the branding area was, I would never go on a Facebook Live, not representing my brand, without makeup, right? So it's interesting.
Well, look at it this way, right? From a branding point of view, I can tell you right now, you don't need a good website, a great business card, or even decent branding to build a successful business. It's just fucking unnecessary. What you do need is a good product, great delivery, and really good sales skills. That's all you need, right? And probably pay your taxes. That's a really good idea.
That's fantastic. Julian, did you have a question or?
No, I was just going to make a comment about authenticity. When you look at Facebook and those media things, you get all these positive affirmations over and over, and dozens and hundreds. And the question that comes to my mind is, how many of those are people trying to convince themselves or other people that they're positive and they believe in this smulchy, goody, and in actual fact, they're miserable people. They're trying to convince themselves and everyone else that, everything's wonderful.
I mean, look at me, right? I'm literally Mr. Positive, Mr. Energy guy. And yesterday I got on live and I said, guys, I'm shattered. I'm messed up. I feel like crap. I'm still going to deliver my stuff today, but I feel like crap. I'm going on holidays, right? For 4 days. I just have to do it. I need to fill my own cup, right? Literally got on live and said that. Now, for someone with my kind of branding, which is around results, energy, happy, crazy, yeah, right? That is potentially not something that people want to hear, but it's the truth.
It's the truth, yeah. And so that's actually a really good question, Joylene. And Nenny said most of the time they're probably, they're probably trying to hide that they're not so happy. But I think having positive affirmations. I watch videos on YouTube often. If I'm feeling a bit low, I will put on a motivational video on YouTube. In fact, I put one on today on self-discipline with Will Smith, and I shared it onto my Facebook.
Love them. I love him so much.
And I actually said on that video, self-discipline equals self-love. And I thought that is gold. So you just pick up.
I've seen that.
Yeah, you pick up these little magic little tidbits, sometimes. And we're not always going to be up. Of course, life is a roller coaster ride, right? We're going to have our lows. We're going to have our highs. Sometimes we're going to feel like we're going round and round circles. Sometimes we're going to feel like we're going backwards. Like my Global Good News Challenge, I started the Global Good News Challenge. I was determined to do 21 days. I stopped at 5 days because I had tonsillitis. I was in bed for about 5 days, right? And so now I'm doing a take 2. And I've been sharing, I'm doing a take 2. I had tonsillitis. I was in bed for a few days. And now I'm back on the bike, and now I'm up to day 9 of my second challenge, right? And so it's how life goes sometimes. So we need to also not be too hard on ourselves as well, I think, sometimes when we do take some downtime, and make time for you as well. Like I've been making time for beach walks, massages, meditation. This is really important in today's day and age, and particularly with so much is happening on the internet now, we're always on our computers. We need time out, time in nature, balance. Yes, Jolene? Yes, Lisa.
I always talk to my tribe about how I'm feeling, because I think it's really important. And because for me, I have 30 years of autoimmune issues. And so when I'm not having a good day, I tell them about it as well, because I think that, everybody needs to know that you're a human being and that you are exactly how they are. You can't always be feeling fantastic. So, it's all about being able to, for them to know that, you're feeling exactly how they're feeling as well. It's just so important.
Do you know that's actually the biggest problem? That was actually in the 60s, 70s? I can't remember when it might have been earlier. That was actually the biggest problem with the royal family. Why everyone went through a phase where everyone hated the royal family for so long. It's because they, for hundreds of years, they had been made to be out these perfect people, right? And they were like, and everyone was like, you're not better than us. You know what I mean? Everyone's human. And so they wanted to see the humanity. And yeah, I've watched a bunch of documentaries because I got into that show, The Crown, right? And I was like, oh, it's such a good show. And then I got into the royal family. And so I watched a few documentaries. But actually, that's a really good point, because that's exactly what that is. It's like, we're not perfect people. People don't want to buy from perfect people. They want to buy from people that can relate to them. Anyway.
Also with children.
So let's get to prizes. And thank you so much for staying on. And because you've stayed on right till the end, I want to make sure everybody gets a prize here today who has stayed on the Zoom. So I know Tony said you have to run off, but if you can wait another 5 minutes, we'll get our prizes happening. So what I want to do is share screen. And Andrew, you have a prize to give away. So what is your prize you have today for us?
So two things. One, for everyone here, I'm doing it right now. I'm going to put it, this is for everybody. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock, if you can make it, I'm running a workshop called the Six-Figure Sales Game, how to turn your leads into a six-figure income. So I'm running that workshop. Usually the tickets are $99. The link there, the tickets are free. So for anyone who wants to come along to that. It is basically what we're going to do is teach you literally how to put your process together, how to have confidence, handle objections, own your shit, own yourself, and really nail the sale or the sales that you need for your business. Because I can tell you right now, if you focus in on all this marketing's not going to get you any money. Marketing is going to bring people to your door. Sales is what's going to get people through your door. But I can tell you right now, you can actually walk out of your own door, grab people, and then help them through your door, right? Sales is what you really need. So if you actually want to build a six-figure business and a multi-figure income or a six-figure income, you actually need to learn how to put your product together correctly, how to deliver it correctly, and really how to sell it, right? So come along to that. Tickets for anyone here, free of charge. Come into it. It's 2 o'clock tomorrow, 2 till 4. I'd love to see you there. Now, my prize, though, for anyone on this call is a 30-minute strategy session with me on their business about their product, their sales, and what they need to do to improve. Now, these strategy sessions are, I'm not going to get on and ask you how you're feeling and how your day's been and all that sort of stuff. You get me for 30 minutes, and you're going to have me for a full 30 minutes, right? That entire time I will spend drilling down to where your problem is, figuring it out and telling you how to solve it, right? So those 30-minute strategy sessions are worth $200 a pop. So anyone who wants that or anyone who gets it right tonight, good luck.
Okay, can everyone see my screen and the wheel of names here?
Yes,
the wheel of destiny.
And the winner is Joylene. Congratulations.
Yay, thank you.
Congratulations, Joylene. All right, and we have some other prizes to give away. So that just for that workshop, though, for those that are watching the Facebook Live or anyone else watching this that wants a workshop ticket, what is the link for them? Because they're not going to see it on Zoom.
I've put the link in the chat box. If you go, can you put the link in the comments, Alban?
In the
right. If you just go into the chat now and copy the link and then put it in the live comments now, everyone on the live will be able to.
Yeah. Does everyone know how to copy the chat out of here? Because there's a lot of good stuff in the chat. So to copy the chat, you just go to where you put a comment to everyone or to someone. And there's 3 dots on the right, and you can actually save the chat. You can save the whole chat.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So, or you can just copy the whole lot and paste it into another document as well. All right. We have some other prizes. We have a prize by Adrian, who was here earlier today. Adrian Hanks, free coaching session worth $275. Goes for an hour and 15 minutes. And his website is adrianhanks.com. And that prize, it's also a fantastic prize with Adrian, goes to me. No, I can't accept that. I can't. Well,
I think maybe you should not be in this, Alban. I think you need to remove yourself.
That can go. I mean, I'd love a session with Adrian, but
that was totally rigged. Just saying.
And he's one of my clients, so it's all good. Okay, the winner is Lisa. Congratulations, Lisa. You've won a session with Adrian Hanks, so please connect with him on Facebook or go to his link there, Adrian Hanks. and mention that you won that. Now, I have 2 workshop tickets to give away to the How to Gain $1 Million worth of free publicity workshop, which is on July 23 from 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, worth about $50 each. And Rhonda, congratulations. Rhonda, you've won one. Rhonda, okay, so please message me on Facebook, Rhonda, and just remind me about that. We've actually got the event already up on, if you look up How to Gain $1 Million worth of free publicity, that event is already up. So just say going on there and private message me, so we'll get the Zoom link. Okay, so 1 to Rhonda and 1 to Geraldine. Congratulations. You both won a ticket to the How to Gain $1 Million worth of free publicity workshop. And what I would like to do for the other 3 people here, now Andrew has already won one of this. What I'd like to do for Hayley, Tony and Nenny is to offer all 3 of you a chance to be on the Mind Power Show as a co-panelist to talk about how you've used your mindset to overcome hardship in life. So for Tony, Nenny and Hayley, please message me. And let me know you've won a panel spot on the Mind Power Show. And does anyone have anything they want to donate for Andrew? Anyone have anything to give to Andrew here who'd like to be generous and offer something for Andrew so he can win something as well? Anyone?
I'm fine, but thank you.
Andrew, anyone have a session or anything to offer?
Yeah, I would love to. I have something for you, Andrew.
Nenny has something. Thank you, Nenny. That's lovely.
I'll give you my 2 books for free.
Oh, that's
thank you.
Oh, that's so nice.
That's great, Nenny. Thank you so much.
Healthy, fast cooking recipes.
You have no idea how much I actually need that right now, Nenny. That's like literally the universe going, dude. Like Jess and I were like literally talking today, like we've gone away and we're like, we need to get on the detox. We need to go get into a healthy, blah, blah, blah. Yes, love it. Perfect.
Fast cooking book. And also my flowers photography, inspirational nature's inspirational messages book is photography from many years, flower collection that I've been doing. I love photography and I love taking pictures of flowers, and it has it tells you where the picture was taken and then a little inspirational, motivational message.
That's gorgeous. And Jess will love that, right? Because Andrew's.
I would probably need.
My partner actually runs a business called Seed and Shovel. She sells indoor plants for people, and delivers them, gets them delivered delivered straight to the door, right? And it is so she loves plants, so she'll be all over that.
Oh, she would love this. Some of these I've grown myself from seeds, and it says there when it's from seeds, and some of them are from the Giverny garden. You know, the seeds I bought from France. Most of them are from France and Boston, from Paris.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you very much. I love that.
That's awesome.
I probably need your
address.
Yeah.
So if you two can connect on Facebook on I think you're both in the Mass Media Tribe group. We'll just connect, private message each other, or maybe put in the chat your details so you can connect.
And Joylene, I'll message you. I'll get your details off Aldwin, and I'll message you.
Yeah.
And fantastic. Thank you so much. And also just to let you know some upcoming events for your diary or calendars, if you have them there, or if you have a notepad and pen. I'll just give you our upcoming Mass Media Tribe events. Our next one is on the 8th of July, same time, 7 to 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. We've got Dr. Angela Wilson, who's my co-host on the Mind Power Show. Turning Fear into Media Success is our next topic. That's on the 8th of July. Same time, okay, 8th of July. Then the next one is 21st of July. It's with Nenny. Nenny is going to be speaking about how to monetize Instagram. So that'll be fantastic to have you back. And coaching prize to give away there too.
What date was that?
21st of July,
21st.
7 to 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, how to monetize Instagram. So Nenny will be speaking at that one, 21st of July. And then the next one, and the last one at this stage that's scheduled is the 5th of August, which will be same time, 7 to 9 p.m. We have Nick Cree, the webmaster. He's speaking about top 21 apps for marketing. Okay, so that's the 5th of August. So there are upcoming events. They will all be listed in the Mass Media Tribe group on Facebook in the events section. So please keep tabs on there. If you haven't introduced yourself to the Mass Media Tribe group, please do so. Please share your links, connect, support each other on there. Thank you so much for joining me. Any final words or ahas that anyone would like to share before we wrap up?
No, that was wonderful. I loved the
Thank you.
evening.
It was great.
Excellent. Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for your
Thank you,
contribution.
Andrew and Aldwin. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Andrew. You're amazing. Thank you so much, particularly for taking time out of your holiday to be with us, Andrew. Much appreciated. And Andrew is awesome. Definitely take him up on his offer. So just once again, Andrew, to your workshop tomorrow, what are the details?
The Eventbrite link is up there. I think someone's actually put it in the comments in your live video as well. If you do that too, Aldwin, actually, that'd be awesome. But the details are 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock tomorrow. It's on Zoom, and it's literally designed to give you the blueprint to how to take the blueprint sales-wise, how to take your business to a 6-figure business and a 6-figure income. So, I mean, it's 2 hours of your business, and even if you don't like sales, why wouldn't you go? Like, because you know, whether you hate sales or love sales, you know you need it. You know you have to have it. So suck it up and just go anyway.
Will that work for books, Andrew?
What did you say? Sorry.
Will that work for selling books? Like
it works for anything.
It
works. Sales is not a one-trick pony. When you when you learn to sell, you know how to sell. That's. I mean, right now, you know, for instance, one of the most successful students of, you know, that workshop who jumped into my program is, you know, a lady selling a calendar, right? She literally has designed her own calendar, and she's selling it to stockists around Australia. You know what I mean? That's one of the most successful people. I mean, and whether you're a coach, whether you're a product, whether you're a book, whether you're anything, I mean, who do I target? Sure, I particularly target service providers and coaches, but sales is sales. It works for anyone in business, theoretically. Do you know what I mean?
Beautiful.
Sales is sales.
Yeah, and I've been to that workshop a few times, and every single time I picked up something new. It's an awesome workshop, so I highly recommend get along if you can.
Rhonda, or anyone who's wondering, I actually hold them. I actually do them once a fortnight. So I'll actually have. I'm actually putting a landing page together to actually have all the upcoming dates, or the next 5 or 6 upcoming dates on there. So as soon as I have that, Rhonda, I'll actually shoot it to you, and you'll be able to register for one that works for you.
Fantastic. That is great. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember to shine bright and light up those around you. Speak your truth, share your message. Your X factor is your story. So time to step up, and I can't wait to see you in the media soon and getting some great results with the Results Guy, our man, Mr. Andrew Cominos. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Lots of love, and we will see you hopefully at an event soon.
Yep.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. Bye.